Welcome to episode 4 of the Don't Quit Your Day Job podcast with Mike, Keith, and Adam. All right, so let's get into it. Keith, want to kick it off?
Yes, okay. For the past podcast episode, we were going to get into the state of the future of movie houses, which we are going to cover on today's episode. But before that, the state of what attracts people at going to a movie and stuff, and I always felt was the best part of the movie-going experience is movie trailers.
Of course.
And I think it's always fun. And, you know, like when you look, a little thing that people don't know, a lot of people do know, is when you look up a time of a movie, and let's say it's an 8:20 movie, that's not when the movie starts. That's when the movie trailers start, because they already want people in their seats to see the trailers. So just keep that in mind. And I always felt, like I said, 20 minutes worth of trailers, it's psyched, especially seeing it up on the big screen and stuff. So there's a couple of trailers that we saw online, but I saw a few.
Because that's the way you see trailers
now.
today.
But some of them are very cool, and some of them are like, what the hell were these people thinking? So I think to kind of make it amusing is we're going to start off with the one where, what the frig were they thinking about this one? And it's got to be Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine, that's one hell of a drug.
Okay. Okay, Mike, Adam, you know the premise? Go ahead. What do we see in this trailer?
It's misleading, that trailer at first. Go ahead, Adam.
It's directed by Elizabeth Banks, who brought us the, what were those? The singing girl movies, what are those movies?
The ones with the cups? They were singing with the cups?
Well, no, she was, that was like...
with Anna Kendrick.
And Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect, that's right.
And she did the Charlie's Angels reboot, I think the 35th one.
And she's also the game show host of the remake of what's it called with the little character thing where you...
And she was also...
Dare? No, not Double Dare.
And she was also the sexiest woman to work at a Barnes & Noble, especially with Steve Carell was concerned in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yep.
And Hunger Games. She was in Hunger Games.
And she was Hunger Games. Right. Yeah. She's grown into a very good actress.
I don't know who handed her the script to this. To say
I don't know what
this is going to be the next great movie.
Yeah.
If you have not had a chance, I think Mike might throw in the trailer and maybe in post-production, just if he's allowed to show how,
if you haven't
seen it, how crazy this movie is. And the late, great, well, I don't know, I have to see in this movie.
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta is in this movie. And you were just like, what the fuck is he thinking?
I thought it was the craziest trailer I've ever seen. I was like, is this real?
Okay.
Is this a parody?
Okay, all I'm going to say.
Who else is in this?
All I'm going to say is I think Mike has to throw it in. So this is the part where I'm going to say, Mike, show him the trailer.
Medic!
Oh, Jesus. What is that?
Beth, we should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out. Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost. I need you to go and get it.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that.
Let's see what kind of effect that has on us.
The bear. It fucking did cocaine. A bear did cocaine.
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was far.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can.
Higher, baby.
Oh, shit.
Get higher, baby.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
Higher, baby.
apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of its mind. Oh man, you fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear? Shoot it, man! Bear, speed up!
Higher, baby, and don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
Okay, we're back.
And we're back.
Okay, all I know is I never smoked. I might need a cigarette after watching that.
A cigarette?
I might have a fear of going out to the woods from now on. I don't. What the heck were these people thinking? This is such a bad movie that even Roger, what was it, Roger Corman would come back and say, "What the hell were you people thinking?"
But let's move on to another trailer that you guys have seen.
And which stars?
Okay, I guess that was Cocaine Bear.
Yes, that's enough with Cocaine Bear.
Ray Liotta's last movie.
Okay, okay. But the next
Kerry
movie,
Russell too.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Kerry Russell's for last movie ever. And Elizabeth Banks' career.
So
is
the
a little
next movie that I had no,
if it doesn't,
the next trailer that we wanted to talk about is that Mike and I had no idea about it, but Adam sent us the poster and the trailer too. Go ahead, Adam, talk about it in a brief synopsis. And I meant brief synopsis.
Creed 3?
No, Renfield. Come on,
Renfield.
Renfield.
Okay, Renfield stars Nicholas Holt, who is playing the character from Love at First Bite.
Hey, wasn't he? He was in that movie, The Menu, right? Recently.
Who was in The Menu?
Yeah.
Also was in The Menu with Anya Taylor-Joy.
No, but
yeah. He's, I guess, it's kind of a cartoonish like take on it. I guess kind of a campy, cartoonish thing. It's the Adventures of Renfield as opposed to Dracula. And I guess some of you have heard who the master is by now. I'll give you a hint.
Who's the master?
Who's the master?
I'll give you a hint. This is my Mecca!
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage plays.
If you saw Grindhouse.
Nicolas Cage plays
Werewolf Woman
the
SS trailer.
bloodsucker himself.
Yes.
Yes.
Dracula.
I am the master bloodsucker.
I guess he phased from whoever he was in Vampire's Kiss,
Which is one
to
of the
full Dracula.
Which is one of those experiences when you are when renting out videos was a big thing, and I remember taking that off the video shelf and saying, "Oh wow, Nicolas Cage is a vampire movie," and I got home and it's an hour and a half, I guess, that I can never get back in my life. But the most famous thing about that movie is that Nicolas Cage did eat a cockroach in that movie.
A real cockroach.
A real cockroach.
Yummy.
Yes.
Not even with chocolate on it.
Yummy, and it's so good, but it's not quite like eating a peach. But it was good.
Which you can eat for hours.
So
what other trailers do
Quoting a bunch of films you guys forgot.
okay. Well, Creed 3 looks actually pretty cool.
Isn't
cool.
Michael B. Jordan directing this one too?
Yes, because Ryan Coogler, something happened. He was on another prior thing. So Michael B. Jordan, isn't B. Jordan? B. Jordan, right. Is stepped in as director, and I mean, I saw the trailer, and it looks like it's a ex-friend of his past pops up, gets out of prison, and I guess he's getting back at Creed, at Adonis for what happened to him, but he wants to get his life together, but he then eventually leads to a major fight with them in the ring.
And from what I understand, Sylvester Stallone is not in this
There's
one.
No.
But do we know what happens to Rocky in this
What
one?
was with the contract? What was it? He didn't like the contract?
Well, no. The thing is, he doesn't. Stallone doesn't. Stallone feels like it's his character and this and that. And what the producer, Irvin Winkler, who produced all the Rocky movies and stuff, Stallone feels like at this point now he's really taking and really going beyond the Rocky universe too much.
Right.
And really, you know, that's not what it was meant for. And Stallone doesn't have the rights, and he feels like he should have the rights because it was his baby.
Yeah, this is getting nasty.
It's getting nasty because, you know, Irwin Winkler, Charnoff was the other one, but he passed away. But Charnoff, excuse me. But Winkler is a very well-known producer. I mean, produced Goodfellas, Raging Bull, and of course all the Rocky movies. But yeah, it's a very, very nasty thing that's going on. But Creed 3 looks really good. Looks really good.
Now, how did you guys feel about the second one? Because I love the second one.
No, it was good.
I thought it was okay.
It was okay. I mean,
they turned Rocky IV into something. I think if you could say that was elongated music video. I think that they turned Rocky IV into it with this extension into something much more dramatic.
Wait, you're talking about a different movie now.
Wait, you're talking about
the recut.
Wait, you're talking about the
No.
He's talking
what
about
I'm
Creed
saying
2.
was,
Oh, you mean take the Drago character?
Exactly.
Of what he...
Exactly. They turned a campy kind of, so what some people would say is a campy,
I see what you're
because
going.
elongated music video.
Because which was an hour and a half long. It was an hour and a half long music video. And the character Drago that he blamed his whole later career on Balboa.
Right.
Like basically ruined
Dolph
him.
Lundgren, I think, did some great acting in that film. I think he went right back into the character. He fell right back into the character.
Yeah.
And you believe this is the way he would feel. I was washed up. I was disgraced by my country. My son didn't respect me.
Right.
Miller dumped me, for a rich guy or whatever. And you see it in the theater, whatever. They brought back Brigitte Nielsen for that scene.
I mean, that
it was pretty good.
And the son's like, "Mother abandoned us. She abandoned us." And they turned in something intelligent, dramatic. And I really have to give Stallone or whoever produced it, is it Charnoff?
No, Irwin Winkler.
Irwin Winkler, sorry. Irwin Winkler, kudos for making it something it almost brought it back to the original film.
Isn't the director really responsible for that part of the story?
Yeah.
So really,
what was the story?
Ryan Coogler, right?
Oh, no, Ryan Coogler, right.
So he was the director of the movie.
Right, so I really have to, because I wasn't crazy about the first Creed. I liked it, but I thought Creed 2 was much better.
I agree.
And a lot of people are total opposite of that. They say that they liked the first Creed better and they didn't like 2.
It was like an origin story, the first one.
Right. I think the people that didn't like 2 maybe were, for the most part, to voice their opinion about that, were younger and didn't know the Drago storyline. The whole thing going back to Rocky IV.
We can't really stay on this too long.
Right.
So our format is changing a little bit. If you notice,
I'm going to mention two more trailers really quickly, and you can tell me if you saw them.
Let me just explain what's going on now with this podcast. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to do half-an-hour episodes. Sometimes we'll do separate ones, or sometimes we'll have a part 1 and part 2. Like episode 3 was part 1 and part 2. So just wanted to bring that out to everyone. If you're wondering what the hell happened to this format, I thought you guys were an hour and a half. Well, that's what's going on. I'm sorry, Adam. Continue.
Okay. Did either of you see a trailer for Scream 6?
No.
Haven't seen it yet.
No.
It's basically Jason takes what do they call that guy? Ghostface. Ghostface takes Manhattan. That's basically what it is.
Okay, did you guys see the trailer for 65?
Is that the one with Adam Driver?
Yes.
I was about to talk about that. Yeah.
Well, now you can.
Yeah.
Very briefly, of course.
That actually looks pretty cool.
It looks really cool. The movie's actually the movie's going to be released on March 17th. And the trailer was released in December, if you didn't see it. And it's kind of like, the way they're describing it is like Jurassic Park meets Planet of the Apes twist. It's really cool. It's about an astronaut protagonist who crash landing on a prehistoric Earth. So, because these are like what I'm...
Prehistoric, not prehistoric.
No, prehistoric.
No, you said prehistoric.
All right, whatever. All right, well, anyway, it's...
You got to work on your pronunciation.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, it looks really good. He's a great actor. I think the guy could do anything. He's just doing everything.
I've seen him in a variety of
and I don't want to talk about vanity, but for a guy who's not a good-looking guy, he gets a lot of roles.
At first, I was just what you were talking about, Princess Vanity.
No. He just, but it looks really good. I mean, and it's you know, if you haven't checked it out,
Yeah,
it's like
I
when you watch the trailer.
Star Wars, I like him outside of everything outside of Star Wars.
When you watch the trailer, you're going to be like one of these like, oh shit type, and that's what I like in a trailer.
You know what? Speaking of trailers that are like, oh shit, action. The new John Wick 4 is coming out.
I just have that.
Soon.
Yep.
That looks pretty good.
All right.
Can I make a confession though?
Can I make a confession? I've never seen any of the John Wicks either.
I just watched
all
three of them.
Honestly, the first two, I think maybe are enough. It just seems like it's getting repetitive.
Were they killing his character?
Maybe the one with.
But it's a continuing story.
It is a continuing story or whatever, and they're going to spin it off to another series called The Continental about the hotel, and you know what that's about.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's worn out its welcome. I mean, John Wick, the action just seems repetitive at first. The first, it was about a boy and his dog, a boy with a lot of weapons and a lot who breaks up his floor.
I wouldn't say
gets a lot of. I'm kidding.
All right, so
who avenges his dog's murder and
now the other one, which I think I saw on the big screen recently, which actually looked amazing on the big screen. And you kind of forget about the one in the 80s, was 90s, or that was horrible, is the Super Mario Brothers movie. This is animated. You got some big names. The animation looks incredible, and they're actually doing it where it actually is the video game, like where he's thrown in. The voice of Mario is Chris Pratt. Now, there's been some little bit of thing about why Chris Pratt.
He's not Italian.
Right, he's not Italian. The voice hasn't been revealed yet, really, in trailers.
They're saying
that maybe a Super Bowl spot will finally show off Pratt's Mario voice.
But what I've heard in rumors is that these nuts online, the Twitter nuts, the Twitterati or whatever, they're complaining already about cultural appropriation of Chris Pratt, because the producers got scared. And they're not going to say, we're not going to get, hey, Luigi, we're not going to get the pseudo-Italian accent. So that's not Mario.
Okay.
That's not Mario.
Okay.
It's an actor playing a role. Actors play roles. They play characters.
But it's not about Chris Pratt going against it. It's
a weird thing.
Okay. It's about this damn climate right now, this cancel culture climate, that just says, who's probably not going to watch half of them, if not more. I'm not going to watch the goddamn movie to begin with. Excuse me, whatever. But it's Mario is not Mario is supposed to have the video. Maybe some spaghetti, maybe some ragu. You know what I mean?
You know what?
These pipes.
I'm going on a little tangent here, but
you're from Brooklyn. I want to see that.
Wait. Shakespeare. Do you ever watch any Shakespeare movies? It's set in Italy, but everyone has a British accent. I never understood that.
Like Doing on Nothing or something like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves.
All right. Well, anyway, you were talking about Chris Pratt, which there was. This is going to lead into the next trailer, which I think we've all seen.
All right, we gotta.
But Chris Pratt. Remember, if they said if anything ever happened to Harrison Ford, and if you want to continue with the character Indiana Jones, Chris Pratt would actually be a good guy to take over the role. Kind of like there's always new guys taking over the role of Bond. Well, anyway, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We've all seen the trailer. What do you think?
He's
80 years old.
He's too old.
But they have that technology.
It's not. I saw the CGI and it's just so obvious, Mike. It is just so obvious when he jumps from one of those carts or whatever to another. It's just that it's CGI.
And they brought in James Mangold, who directed.
Who's great.
Great director. The Wolverine. Logan.
He went a little crazy with the social media online too. Right. But attacking the fans, he went a little toxic fandom.
I think personally, I know even though you like the fourth one.
Huh?
The fourth Indiana, right? Jones, you liked it?
No.
Oh, you didn't like it? I think they should have.
No, I like parts of it.
Right. I think the way it was.
I'm not totally.
They should have ended it with Last Crusade,
right.
Because the way it even ended, where Connery and what's his name, Rhys Davies, that actor,
Jonathan Rhys Davies
and Indiana Jones, and they're all riding into the sunset on the horses away. It was a great way of
Right,
making it
that
an
was
Indiana
it.
Jones trilogy, and it would have gone down as one of the best trilogies ever.
But you have to admit, though, aside from the nuclear explosion in the refrigerator scene and all that, whatever, I kind of like seeing Indiana Jones in the 50s. I kind of like them seeing. Remember the whole thing. Even if you don't like Shia LaBeouf or whatever, he dipped his. He was the greaser playing the grease, and he dipped his freaking in somebody else's coke. He did.
Yeah, but what about the scene with
and
the
Spielberg's
monkeys?
daughter?
But the monkeys
made a punch. Did the punch?
Yeah, but
or
the
whatever.
monkey CGI was ridiculous.
That
Kate
was-
Blanchett
yeah, that
played a
was
great
kinda-
villain, but she's great in everything she does.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
But I'm saying, okay,
But you
so
bought it. You still bought it.
all right,
back
so
then. You're not gonna. I don't know
did
about
you-
buying
did
it
you
now.
Getting a little too deep into these trailers.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the state of the movies now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just one other trailer.
Okay.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see a trailer for Infinity Pool?
No, I
did not.
Okay, watch the trailer and we'll talk about our next show.
And then, of course, the one that we love, who's Mr. Box
Let's
Office
unpack.
himself, and it's part 1, which this is going to be like, not like all our past podcasts of part 1, part 2. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Badass trailer, so psyched, and especially.
We weren't talking about trailers anymore. What happened?
Well, no, that's the one I wanted to leave off with.
All right, so now what's the state of movie theaters now?
It ain't good.
What do you guys feel about it?
It's not good. It's not good. I mean,
it's not good.
You
We're
just-
seeing so many. We're hearing about closings over here in New York, in Manhattan, in Union Square. Union Square Regal is closing. Along
is?
with yes, it is.
well, no, I just went.
I told you already.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you didn't tell them, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, the Union Square Theater, Regal Theater, is closing, and I have a lot of pleasant memories in that theater. I was in a Grindhouse movie and horror film movie meetup group. I'm still in it. Basically, we're one of them right now, and I saw movie screenings there. I met Anya Taylor-Joy there, the actress, with the director Robert Eggers, who did The Witch, her first movie, or whatever. I saw Dredd there. Remember Dredd? Did you guys see Dredd?
No.
Which one?
The new one.
No,
The new one?
the one with
No, you guys have gotta see that.
No, because the one that was with the guy who played McCoy in the new Star Trek.
Yeah.
And because they said the real Judge Dredd never takes his helmet off.
Right.
So yeah, I heard it was
Carl
good.
Urban. Oh, it's fantastic.
Carl Urban. He's
But anyway,
he's good in the
did they,
boys.
no, but did they explain
It's like the comic book.
all right, what you saw there? But did they explain why the theater's closing?
Why the theater is
And
closing?
what's coming? What's going to be at that space now? Is it just that
Probably a bank.
a bank or a pharmacy
Or a huge Starbucks.
or a pharmacy, which will get shoplifted
Another
in New York.
pharmacy. And they'll lock up all.
Yeah,
And you
Wal-
lock up everything, and you
Walgreens
got
with a bit-
that you got to ring the
with a-
bell for everything to be open for you.
Yeah,
that's
a
a whole
Walgreens-
other topic for another podcast. But anyway,
Or Walgreens with a bad security guard that said, "Make yourself at home."
Yeah, go ahead, take whatever you want.
$300 of merchandise.
Yeah,
walk right out the door.
yeah,
Just like in San Francisco.
yeah. Anyway,
But do you have the numbers of the Regal? So there's going to be a lot of
39 theaters.
39 theaters.
that's one of them, I guess.
Okay.
That's what, well, I just
and
went.
what are the numbers as far as the amount lost? The amount lost. Can we look that up?
I don't know if we can find that. We could probably show that on the screen.
Show that,
during
yeah.
the
All right,
video.
the video.
Well, it's not just Regal Theater. I think AMC is coming back.
Yeah, but AMC took a big hit because of the pandemic. Their
Right,
stock is at an all-time like.
COVID. They say that these closings, as far as these closings go, it was headed towards the novelty, being a novelty anyway. You got streaming, you got on demand, you got digital, you got YouTube, you got social media, you got so many
outlets,
so much
Distribution.
competition. Compared. I mean, I hate
It's
to
like
say
the
it,
music business.
but I hate to say it. It's
but-
like I'm sorry. What were you saying?
But no, I was gonna say, but there's nothing like seeing it on the big
Oh,
screen.
yeah.
Like I said, 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was,
Top Gun Maverick.
I saw Avatar: The Way of Water, and I went to the UA E-Walk in Times Square, and it's a beautiful theater, but they're renovating the whole inside. Thankfully that theater is not closing. The theaters are great. The seats go back. I mean, for a 3.5 hour long.
Experience.
It's the experience,
And that's what
seeing that, and that's what we.
That's what they have to push these theaters and say. It's an experience. you have theaters that serve food, alcohol,
right.
things like that.
You
It's
have-
an
you have-
experience.
you
It's a
have-
date night. You
Yeah.
know.
You have kind of I don't know if you would call them boutique theaters. I don't know if you would refer to it.
Yeah, like the ones
that way.
downtown Brooklyn.
Right. You have the Nighthawk down in Prospect Park. And there's also the original over in
Even in
Williamsburg.
Staten Island,
I
the
love that
mall,
theater.
they serve
You
the
probably
food.
wouldn't like that theater because they have small screens.
Right. Well,
But you still get you still got the THX sound.
Right, but
you still got the surround.
Well, I went to the Alamo.
You get gourmet
right.
food.
I did the Alamo.
It's a little different than Alamo.
Right.
Alamo is
no,
bigger.
no, but
Think small.
Well, no, but I went to the Alamo in the city that opened up down by Liberty Street down there, and it was nice. You go, it's all downstairs. The way they built it, it's cool. They even have a video store where you can rent out. They bought back and just the lobby, or the way the setup was. You got all these old classic movie posters, but from different countries. And then, I saw Top Gun Maverick there. Sound was phenomenal. Screen wasn't huge, but it was
Still
nice.
bigger than what you have at home.
Sound was amazing. Food was very good. They bring you your food, like you said.
All right.
I mean, so you got a great experience. But I mean, how much more?
It's a little more. It's a little more. I would say this Nighthawk place. If you're in the New York area, it's definitely worth checking out. Very good place for a date. Very good place or just to bring a friend or whatever, because it's a small, more intimate thing. You have an upstairs bar. You have a downstairs bar. You have a place over by Prospect Park or wherever. They had like a retro party for.
So let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys a question.
What's up?
In order to change the movie going experience, right? You think more theaters like this should be put up? They should renovate these old-fashioned theaters. When I say old-fashioned,
What was the name of that one in Prospect Park?
When I say
I can't
old-fashioned,
remember
I
now.
mean you just walk in down the aisle, you sit in your seat, you watch a screen.
Okay,
that to me is like old. Maybe they need to do
need a
something
gimmick.
to
There has to be a gimmick now.
upgrade the movie theater
I got a question.
experience.
I have an idea.
All right,
I have
what's
an
your
idea. I have an idea.
Let's hear it.
Because it actually helped baseball out. And you're on the right page. I see what you're saying. What you could do is what they did. Remember where it all started with Camden Yards, where you had a brand new ballpark, but they went kind of like old school and beautiful, like retro.
Okay.
And on all these ballparks started to kind of do that same type of thing, or some were a little bit more modernized.
That's just an aesthetic.
Right.
Right.
But do the same thing with movie houses. Build a nice marquee outside. Make the auditoriums where you have the big movie posters in the lobby of classics and stuff like the Alamo does.
But is that going to put people in the seats?
No, I'm going to tell you what's going
to draw them in.
What's going to draw them in?
The prices are expensive.
Lowering the prices.
Popcorn is expensive.
Lowering the prices and the refreshments.
So you guys don't have kids. When you have when you take a family to the movie theater,
I get it.
It's not $20 for your whole family. It's like it's like $100 to bring 3 or 4 people to the movie theater.
Because it's $20 a ticket.
It's $20 a ticket. So 20 times 4 is how much money, right?
There you go.
Plus they want popcorn, they want drinks and whatever. And then usually, like if you go to an early enough movie, you're going to want to eat dinner. So now you have to take your family out to dinner. You're talking about a $200 night for a movie that I can watch on TV with a subscription for $10. How are you drawing me into the theater?
And you got your own refreshments. Like when I go to a movie theater, and I've always done it for years because I always felt the movie theaters were an absolute ripoff for refreshments. And this dates back to even the 80s and late 70s. They always were a ripoff. I would bring my stuff from the outside. I remember when as a kid, my mom used to take us and we'd go to the local candy store, fill up our bags with candy, bringing it to the movie house. Maybe get a drink at the place, or not even that. Now I go to a movie theater.
Especially now, the
it's
quality
ridiculous.
of the movies are not as good.
No, I'm not going to...
Quality is not like... remember we were in the 90s? We went to movies in the 90s.
You could get a box of candy, go to CVS and Duane Reade and pay $1 for it. That same box of candy in a movie house
$5.
is $5? That's low.
Yeah, $7.
Seven. For a freaking box that's even smaller than that. So, I mean, obviously the movie houses think that we're absolute morons and we're just going to give in to that. I'm not giving in to that. I'm not. And I
used to love going to the movies on Christmas Day. I'm Jewish, so well, more so even like did we do it for a while? Go like on New Year's Day, or maybe a few times we went on New Year's Day.
But it was you just had like the whole thing now of growing up, and you couldn't wait for the summer movies. Now there's like no big freaking...
It's too expensive.
I'll tell you one thing though. This place, the Nighthawk, and I'm just not saying in other cities you're lucky enough. Other city, some cities don't have movie theaters like this. More like smaller, kind of like more art house. But I guess maybe there's a different title for it now. But it is cheaper. It is a cheaper theater going experience because it's a smaller screen.
How much is it?
And they
how
make
much is
more
a ticket?
money on they got more gourmet food.
How much is
drinks.
how much is a ticket?
So like $14.
All right, that's
$14.50. Maybe with inflation now.
Yeah, and if you see
who knows if
IMAX,
it's gonna
forget
go
it.
up.
It's over $20.
And not only that, it's not just like they don't show you Coca-Cola ads. I mean, they may show you a Coca-Cola ad, something like that, but they'll show you like a montage of old movies and old TV shows that relate to the subject matter of the film.
Well, the Alamo did that with Top Gun. They played all trailers
And
of,
it's
all,
cool.
of all movies that were related to flying. Did you, if you remember that?
I didn't go to the Alamo. I didn't see Top Gun or whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't see it. Maybe because when I went to see Top Gun Maverick, there was Cruise actually has some kind of filmed address to the audience or whatever. Thank you for coming, or whatever in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, really?
Or something.
Yes, he did. He did. I remember that. He did.
I didn't get that.
He
There
did.
was
He
something
did.
or whatever
He did.
that they.
Yeah,
they
I think we saw that.
They mixed up the film.
No, I
went
think
to go see it,
I think
they
we
showed
saw
us
that.
another
Where,
film.
no, I think he saw
And
that.
we walked down and said, "Is this the right theater? Is
No,
this the right
no, I think he-
auditorium?"
I
So
think- yeah.
so I think they cut it out.
No,
at the time.
I think we saw that when I went to see it. I
It
think
was in the beginning
there was
when
an
they
intro
started?
when it first, to thank the movie goers.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
Because
That was like the first really big blockbuster movie to come out.
Right. And it just shows you like how Cruise, in this time of toxic fandom, has the respect. He respects the audience. That's why
He's
he was
a perfectionist,
So,
so.
that's why he was so hard on his crew. Remember when you heard him screaming about
With
him?
the mask,
Mission
yeah.
Impossible. Right.
Where he was filming him in Italy and all
Right.
that. Yeah.
Right. I despise COVID or whatever. And like I said with this whole thing with Glass Onion, when Kate, how Kate Hudson wore the mask that was like, it was like
You could see her
mesh.
face,
It was
yeah.
like mesh, right? Because
Yeah.
she was basically giving COVID this,
Right.
Well,
all that.
but
So like, but I understand why he did that.
Right, but
Because the big guys said you gotta wear.
Because it's union.
All right,
so.
but
Right,
what?
right.
But what?
So I understood where we screamed.
But what? Like
Why you scream?
What?
I understood
No,
why
I'm saying
he
no.
screamed.
But I'm saying I
That
think
is true.
if these movie places, you got all these available real estate now, so that places are closing. Use that space. Make the new movie houses look like the old movie houses.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
how does that still?
I mean, like,
how does that draw the people?
Remember how they used to have
Bring
the
back
organ
the old
player
Ziegfeld
with the
and-
organ in.
How about Wednesday matinee?
In fact, he mentions the Ziegfeld. I walked by the Ziegfeld the other night, and I literally passed it, and I didn't, and it's now become like a catering place where people have their wedding receptions.
It's sad.
I was
All
going to
these
say.
New York staples, Ziegfeld. Is the Angelica still open? The Angelica Theater?
Not
Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's still
the
open.
one that's the
But
one
is the Forum still open?
the
The Forum?
the Lincoln Square cinemas.
Yeah, Lincoln Square Cinemas. It was down the block.
Oh, you know,
from,
we went 2 years
the
ago.
big multiplex.
You know what got people in? Remember, we went a few times because I remember we saw Boogie Nights there for the second time. Remember they had that theater that used to show the $2 movies or the $3 movies?
That's what they need to bring back.
Remember we
Yeah,
went to that?
I
and
got a
was-
feeling that is going to come
and that
back.
was-
Bring
soon.
that back. Bring back like a $5
But they're going to have to
movie
figure out how to
matinee
bring
type
down
of
the
thing.
cost. So less
Well, no,
blockbusters.
well, what happened-
All the
They're
blockbusters
older.
are going to have to
The
bring-
Midwood
bottom
Theater.
line.
Hold on, the Midwood Theater back in the day used
Yeah.
to show like second-run movies.
I don't
meaning
remember that.
I think it was the Midwood Theater, if I remember correctly. Years ago, what they did was they'd show movies that didn't just come out, but they were already out for a few weeks, and they would be cheaper. It'd be like
That's
a
what the
matinee.
$3 theater used
Right.
to do.
So that's
Well,
what
was
they
the-
could
wasn't there
do
one
to
on
make
33rd Street or something? Big theater or whatever.
Lowe's Theater?
They showed secondhand. I saw any given Sunday there a few months after it opened. Or
That's
whatever.
what they could do.
We
To
used- past it
The
was
one,
right.
the one we
Bring
saw,
people
the
back
one we
in.
saw was further down. It was like whatever that area was called, and they
But
had
that was a
3D
while ago.
That was like when Boogie Nights when came out.
Florida, I think, still has the secondhand.
Oh, and I also think you should. You know what would be kind of cool?
because I saw Ready Player One in the secondhand.
You thought it would be
second.
You thought it
Second
would,
run.
Guys, we're already at 30 minutes here.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
You see, when you talk about movies, it can go on for a while. All right.
Anyway, that was a great conversation. If you enjoyed it, I hope you did. Just remember, on our YouTube channel, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We want to hear your comments. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you write a comment. And
one little thing, a little preview. It's gonna be an ongoing thing, so we can talk about this anytime. We're gonna definitely get into James Gunn taking over the DC universe,
DC
right?
universe.
Right, this DCEU, whatever they call it, and Henry Cavill being basically given
screwed over.
Screwed over. The boot. So that'll be a fun topic.
But we want to know what you think could save movie houses, and what you think the future of movie houses, how they can kind of be resurrected, and stuff to get people back to the movies. So we want to hear from you. All right?
Definitely.
So on that note, we're going to say goodbye now, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Peace.